A bit of handle repair before we get started. Old planer's got a bunch of these cast iron handles that you slip off and use on different functions. This one is in great shape. Looks like somebody tried to paint it the standard John Deere yellow. That one I use mainly on the vertical head. This one is in not so good shape, and it is mainly used for the crossfeed arm. One of the differences is the angle. I can use this on the crossfeed, but there are three different 5/8 inch drive attachment points where you can put the handle on. And if you're not careful, this one will go and as it turns automatically, it will hit one of those other attachment points and mess up. This one they made angled so that you could leave it on there and not have that problem. Let's see, get closer. This one, when I received it, was all brazed up. Apparently it's been broken many times before. I took the handle and took all the braze off of it and was trying a new product called Easy Weld TIG wire. I read about this stuff on the internet. I don't know if you guys can see, don't have enough light. See if we can make that for you. And frankly, from what their advertisement said, this is the best thing since sliced bread for cast iron welding. You don't have to preheat the piece. You don't have to cool the piece off. And like I said, I tried it once already, and I was amazed at how well it worked. I found out the reason this thing keeps breaking. It's loose on that shaft, and as it turns around, after a while it'll slide off and hit the ground. Well, it hit the ground about 12 times before it broke, so I was kind of using that as a test. I say it passed. I also say that I'm always going to put an O-ring or something in the end of this to keep it from falling off next time and having to do this again. This TIG wire wasn't cheap, but it wasn't out of line either. So let me get this figured up, how to make it go back. I've taken and I've made a deep V groove on half of the handle casting, and I'm going to put it in its place and then weld that part, and then I'll come back and V around the other side so I can get deep in there and do it all the way through. So let's get started. Guess I'm gonna need my glasses. You young guys, enjoy it while you can. Your eyesight's pretty nice to have. I just need the glasses for reading. I remember when I was 40, I was a paramedic in Houston for quite a while. And one night I was laying behind the meat counter at a large grocery store where the butcher had gone down. He was laying on the ground surrounded by shrimp from a pan he was carrying. And I'm allergic to shrimp, so I wasn't really happy about having to lay down on the ground and try to intubate the guy. But I did it. And I kept looking in there, and I couldn't see very well, and finally I said, what has he been eating? So finally I realized it wasn't him, it was my eyes. And so from then on I started wearing cheaters. I think that's the way it's going to have to be. Now getting this where I can hold it there might be an issue. Let's try putting you in there. Say, I welded this once before using this rod, and I was amazed. I was getting it just cherry hot. I didn't take any efforts at cooling it or preheating it or anything, and it turned out very well. Let's see here. You guys want to see what I'm doing? See if I can get you a little closer. See, that's better for you. What I've got to do is hold this so I can tack it there in the correct position. And what I think I'm just going to have to do is get this, sorry about my head there, get this up here like this, and then just hold it by hand. Of course, it doesn't even look anything like the crack. Duh. I think it goes this way. You guys are tired of watching me fumble around like this. I'll bring you back once I figure it out. Going to use some new gloves today. I got these from Jody at weldingtipsandtricks.com. I kind of have big hands, so it's very hard to find gloves that fit me. And my right hand is bigger because I use it more, and it's harder to get into the glove, but it went in. Yes. Let's check out. Tungsten doesn't look too bad. It will look worse when I'm through. I haven't been TIG welding very long. This is probably about the 4th project I've ever done. But, you know, it has its place. This is the welding wire, the cast iron rod. Shall we? We'll get a little noisy. Situated where I can reach the pedal, guys. How many folks like the button on the gun compared to the pedal? I don't know what I'm going to like the best, and I thought I'd try the pedal out, but let me know what you guys like. Had to pull away quickly, my finger got hot. But I did get a nice little, let's see if you can see that. Got a nice little tack across it. And the handle looks pretty close to where it needs to be. I'll put a tack on this side, then I'll start trying to weld underneath it. There's a lot of this handle is missing and rebrazed, so I had to grind a lot out. Now it looks like I can't hear me in there. Now it looks like I can get into it and weld up that deep V. I said this rod's claim to fame is that you don't need to preheat or worry about the cooling. And from my last attempt at this, which worked well, I just got dropped too many times. I never did have a problem with cracking. Get it out a little. Another thing I got from Jody was these TIG fingers. And I found all kinds of use for them. Like that right there. Going to keep my finger where I can lay my hand on it if I need to. This is one of the HTP, excuse me. You guys okay? Didn't need to make it fall off. This is one of the HTP setups with a water-cooled gun, and the hoses make it a little heavier, so I've been throwing it over my shoulder. Yep. Okay, here we go. You can see it wetting the surface of both sides of the V very good. Tried using this other handle until I had time to fix this one. Yeah, it was a pain in the rear. Down into that. And then we'll go V out that other half. In fact, I think I'll V that part out right there. Just to make it a little bit better. Guys keep getting in the way. I'll be right back. I think I can take and flow into that little cavity and then build up from there. I don't want to cut too much off because then I'm pretty much taking away all my tack. Let's see what happens with that. Try that again. You can get down deep in there, so let's try it. Well, that worked pretty well. I'm pretty sure I've got it down all the way to the core and welded solid all the way through. And I'm going to build up this area so I can sit there and grind it off. There's spots in the back there. One of the things that strikes me about this rod and everything is I don't really feel like I'm welding. I feel like I'm sculpting and just putting new metal in place and semi how to put this, semi casting the metal without a form. I can move it around and weld it in place and just seems to work very well. MIG welding this, I wouldn't be anywhere as sure of what I'm doing. Start here and go this way. I can tell you I'm going to get a lot of practice at sharpening electrodes. As you can see, I'm getting that cherry hot. It's kind of flowing over the area and getting the metal flowing in. It's kind of blending it all together. So we'll get on this side. Been using the pink welding, tungsten's kind of an all-around one I found. I did find it really stressful looking for these. Now, I live down here in Texas where you're supposed to be rough and tough, and you just don't walk into the welding supply store with a bunch of guys in there and say, "I'd like some of them pink tungstens, please." Get a lot of funny looks. As I'm getting that red hot. TIG welding's a whole new game for me. You know, I keep wanting to stick the dead gum electrode into the puddle. Not good. See, one more area I'd like to blend in, then I think we're going to let it cool. think after I grind and file that off, it'll be nice. Alright, I'm going to clamp that there and we'll come back to it in a couple hours and see what happens. I like these gloves. You can feel through them. I noticed they were sewn a different way than most of the gloves I buy. See how this finger is just smooth right through there? There's not a seam like right here or here. This one where your finger is, you don't have the electrode hanging up on your thumb, or excuse me, your forefinger. Nice and thin, seem to be well sewn. Thanks, Jody. It's a good product, and I'll buy some more of them. Well, it's been about 2 hours. Come look at it here. I'll even cheat and put my cheaters on. I think we can. I don't see any cracks. Feels good. I'm going to clean this up a little bit with a grinder and call it good. I don't want to take off too much of that metal. We'll see what we can do. I bought one of these Uptrill Crystal 2 helmets. And frankly, it's the best helmet I've ever had. I can finally see the puddle well. Comes with this neat little bag to keep it dust free. Put my hat in there. No cracks. I think it'll be fine for right now. I could kind of make it a little more symmetrical, but afraid of reducing the overall strength too much. I'll take you in and show you where it goes. Get its buddy here. This is the vertical feed handle, and this is the horizontal feed. See where I was talking about these three little posts that stick out? This one designed where it can miss that. Well, I'll give it a try and let you know how it works. Thanks for watching.